Hello, everyone. Hello. How are we doing tonight? How's everybody doing? I'm so excited. So excited. So today, we're going to be playing some Mario Kart. This is very, very exciting. We're so back. We are so back. But yeah, how's everyone doing? It's Mario Kart time. Very, very exciting stuff. Let's go! So this is going to be a shorter stream. We'll stream for about an hour tonight. But, you know, happy Father's Day, everyone. This is so exciting. So how are we all doing tonight? How are we all doing? 6-7! Oh my god, we got 6-7 in the lobby. Awesome, dude. Awesome. I mean, it's the Mario Kart to go with. It's the best one. Well, aside from Double Dash, but yeah, no, this is like the best Mario Kart that Nintendo's made that's just, you know, standard good old Mario Kart. Fair enough, man. Let's go! So, I've made an executive call on the streams this week. We're going to put Donkey Kong on hold for this week. Because honestly, just with what I'm wanting to do, it's not really conducive to streaming Donkey Kong this week. So what I've decided is that we are going to, we'll put Donkey Kong on hold until next Monday. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a little speed run of Mario 64. We'll do that in one stream. And then... Aw, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Aw, you bitch! But yeah, Donkey Kong's on hold this week. Alright, we'll take 5th. We'll take 5th. Yes! Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, so we'll be doing Mario 64. We'll be doing a speedrun of the 64 version. And then, Tuesday and Wednesday, I kind of want to dedicate the stream to doing the special Mario 64 project that I've been working on for you all. I got some stuff working, so that not only will you all be happy, but it'll be fun for me to play. Because I gotta be honest, I've never been the biggest fan of Mario 64's physics, like 64. Maybe that's because I'm like a little baby zoomer, but I don't know. I just don't think it's held up that well, but, you know, I've gotten some stuff working, gotten some scripts working on it, and, you know, we've given it better physics. We're going to have a surprise appearance from Mario from one of my favorite projects in it. I mean, I already said this on stream, so I don't see why I can't say it again. So for Mario 64, you know, it's turning 30 this year. On Tuesday, it turns 30. So tomorrow, we're going to be doing the original, and that'll go into year 30. But then after that, what I'm wanting to do is we're going to be doing some B3313, which is... It's essentially just a level pack that gives you, like, an endless maze of a castle. It's kind of a beta recreation of it, but... From the bits I've played of it over the years since this came out, it's been a lot of fun. We're going to be doing the PC port because, I mean, honestly, it was easy to get set up. You fucking bitch! A coin in 6th place. I'm so excited and so grateful that you would give me a fucking coin. Oh, and there goes my double item box. I love this course. This is such a fun course. But yeah, oh boy, we're in 9th place, 10th place. It just keeps getting better. I fucking love Ribbon Road. It's definitely not my least favorite fucking track in this game, because everyone constantly picks it. And, you know, it's a mid-ass track. Definitely not that. Yeah, no, before the booster pass, if someone would go on this course, I would just exit out. Yes! We saved the race. It is so cool. But yeah, so the game plan this week, we're going to be doing Mario 64 on Monday, then B3313 Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, I may or may not stream because I'm going out of town this weekend. But yeah, we'll be back to normal come next Monday. Because what I'm planning for that is, yes, that is the plan. We're going to be doing a, like, 30-star speedrun of Mario 64. No, it's not really going to be a speedrun. It's just seeing, I don't know. I guess for me it is a speedrun because, I don't know, I'm not a great speedrunner. My instincts on speedrunning are not great because I am a completionist. I have to get everything. But yeah, we're going to do a 30-star run of Mario 64. And then from there, we're going to do 3313 for a little bit. That'll be our Mario game. And our secondary game, we'll just finish out Donkey Kong. So, I mean, I've been having a great time with Donkey Kong, but... ah, man. Had I been a little bit better about managing my time with it, we could have gotten that finished next week, but I don't know. The problem with Donkey Kong is, like... and honestly, the reason I'm not doing it, I don't know, Monday, is just because, like, it's a 4-hour commitment to do a Donkey Kong stream. Don't get me wrong, I'm having a great time with it, but, like, that is not a game to stream at the hours that I do if I want to get up early the next morning, which, you know... I have to because I have a job now. So, yeah, we're going to kind of work around that. Because, I mean, that's the thing. I'm having a great time with Donkey Kong, but it is a long-ass game. Like, as you saw from that last stream, it took me about 4 hours to get through one level. We've been doing one level a stream, and honestly, I think that's good pace. But I already know that if I'm gonna stream, like, Donkey Kong, I gotta be prepared to sit my ass down for 3 to 4 hours. Like, for me, I don't know. I think a, like, 2 hour and 45-minute stream, that is good for me. For shorter streams, like, here's the thing. The lower limits of what I'll stream for, it's gotta at least be an hour. Oh, we're in first? I didn't even notice. Not for long, though. No, not yet. I haven't switched jobs yet, but it's more so just like... I don't know. It's just like, the job that I'm at now, they kind of get weird with scheduling, because, like, here's the thing. For the first time, me working this job, they've actually scheduled me when, you know, they told me they were going to schedule me. So, I mean, I'm grateful for that, but also, I do have to get up early. Well, a little bit earlier than I would. Yes! Yes! Get the fuck out of here! Oh, yeah! Fuck you, Junior! But yeah, I mean, I like my job, but it's more so just, I don't know. Sometimes I work weird hours because they'll have me on first shift. When I signed up for the job, and this isn't me complaining, it's more so just kind of saying the way that everything went down. They're like, okay, what would work better for you, first shift or second shift? And, I was like, oh yeah, you know, give me second shift, that would work perfect. And they gave me first shift, like, every day. To which, I mean, it is what it is, but, I don't know. That's the thing, Amador. I mean... Oh, oops, my bad. The job I'm working right now, it's just working at a, just at a store. I like the job, I'm having fun, but I gotta be honest, it does not pay the best. Well, what happened to the lobby? But yeah, no, the job doesn't pay the best, but, you know, I'm having fun at the job. But, even still. Like, here's the thing, Amador. I would love to give you more details. I'd love to be more transparent with everyone about, you know, my life and stuff. I don't mind. I'm a very open person, typically. But, unfortunately, because of past incidents, I cannot do that. I gotta be very tight-lipped about what I'm doing in life. Maybe someday we can... And it's not you all, it's more so just, I don't know. Certain bad actors have made it so it's like, well, yeah, I'm not willing to be open with my life. Just certain people getting a little bit too parasocial because I was nice, which, you know, it's kind of my job. And you know, I'm a nice guy generally, but I don't know. Some people take that niceness, and they confuse it for, we're like the bestest friends in the world, and it's like, we just aren't that. I don't really know you like that. Please don't try to come to my house. But yeah, some people are just like that, unfortunately, so. Kind of ruins the fun for everyone. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get too into detail on it because it's, to the people involved, I hope that they get the help they need, but it's not my job to be your therapist. So yeah, we just fucked up that race completely. That's awesome. That's so cool. But yeah, no, I mean, it just happens sometimes, You gotta be careful on the internet. A lot of wacky characters here. Oh, here's something I can show you all. So I re-sewed my hat. Not the one I'm wearing, but, the one that I wear out in public. I re-sewed it. Take a look at this. So before, I had this part of the hat cinched a little bit too hard. Because I pulled the thread a little bit too tight and it bent the emblem. And it made it look weird. But yeah, no, yesterday... I was going to stream yesterday, but I'm like, you know what? It's my day off. Let's get this done. So I just sliced some of the threading and then I re-sewed it. And I think it turned out pretty good. Pretty good. One of these days, I'll have to make like a long-form video about my hats and stuff. Because I don't know. I think it could do numbers. I think it would be interesting. I think I have enough to say on these kinds of things to where, it could, get some traction. That is unless, AI moderation fucks my views. Which it has happened before. Like, most recently. The video I posted on Friday got flagged for 3 different reasonings that made no sense. And nobody actually took a look at it. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a little bit frustrating, So, I mean, I thought that video was pretty damn good. It's doing numbers everywhere else. It's just where I need it to do numbers, it's not going anywhere. So, yeah. So that's what's going on with me right now. Had to fight with them on Friday, and they just didn't relent. So, thank you, AI, for flagging my video as something it wasn't. That was very cash money of you. Not to get political here, people talk about the ramifications of AI, and they're scared of it. For me personally, I think when it's, used for its proper purpose, it can be useful, but, when you over-rely on it to do a job, and it constantly fucks that up, I don't know, that's the scary part for me. Because, yeah, I mean, AI moderation has fucked me so many times in the past. So, yeah, yes! I'm the winner! Yeah, it's the one talking about the new Nintendo Direct where I had Mario, just kind of rambling on about it. Here, let me read what was called on it. So I can tell you, y'all, what was actually said on it. So, I mean, it wasn't taken down, it was age restricted. Let's see. So the first one, it was saying it was promoting, how can I put this? Sudoku. If you can read between the lines on that. And then I had them review it. And they flagged it for being corn. Let's just say that too. Yeah, like corn on the cob. So, if you can read between the lines on those two, then you know exactly what it got flagged for. Yeah. And then the third time that I tried to appeal it, they're just like, oh yeah, you know, you curse too much. And it's like, okay. So I had to fight with him like 3 times over it to get it, you know, unfucked. But all the moderation, like, or the AI moderation did in doing that was just fuck my views for the week. So, like, you know, no one's gonna see that video on YouTube. So that's awesome. But you know what? I mean, here's the thing. I was talking about this the other day. On other platforms, I've had issues with that kind of thing. Not even anything I did wrong. It's just like the algorithm that checks people's content. Like, typically YouTube is pretty solid on that, but I don't know, this time, I don't know, we just did not agree. So I don't know, I'd say when it comes to AI, that's like the scariest thing about it for me, because like it's fucked me over more times than it's actually pushed me in the algorithm. But yeah. Anyway, let's talk about something else. Toy Story 5's coming out. Anyone excited for that? Ah! BoJack's doing okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of shocked. Like, you know, normally I've had no issues with, you know, my content being moderated. The only time that, like, the only time I ever had issues with it was when, like, it was one video I recorded early on. But, like, that one I kind of understand because it was literally just Mario cursing. And that's all it was doing. So for that one, it's like, yeah, I kind of understand that. But with this one, it's just like, what the fuck? It's the standard amount of, you know, coarse language in my videos. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, no, that's the thing with companies nowadays. It's just kind of regurgitating, like, slop. That was, like, a good 20 years ago. I don't know, though. I mean, I've heard Toy Story 5 is alright. Not the best thing in the world, but, it's pretty good. It's no Toy Story 2. I think Toy Story 2 was the best of them. I have seen the Shrek 5 trailer. I don't know. I think Shrek 5 could be pretty good. But I could also see it being exactly what people predicted it. Like, whoa, guys, we're going to the real world now. Because I think it's funny, as soon as, like, people started memeing on that, it got delayed, and they're like, yeah, we gotta rewrite the script. It's like, yeah, you know exactly what the fuck they were doing with that. Ah! Mr. Brad. No. Oh. Oh, that wasn't Mr. Brad. That was Emerald. Dude, you and me can fix her, dude. I gotta be honest, too. I've low-key kind of realized something. And I'm not gonna, like, dox myself, but I just have to say... Because I've been going out of town a lot lately, just because, like, I don't know, I haven't really been a huge fan of my city for a while. So whenever I go out, I always go, like, I don't know, an hour or two out of town. Oh, no! Because it's a very Brad thing to say. We hung out all day, and I saw that shit, and I'm just like, Brad... I don't know, but no. Like, I realized in my city, there's so many fucking creatures. And, that's gonna sound bad, but let me explain. Like, it's weird to think about. But let me explain. God, there really isn't a good spin I can put on that to make it sound like I'm not being a dick. But let me try. Let me try and save face here. So no, the thing about it is, have any of y'all heard of the Walmart 5 test? What that means is you go to Walmart and you go sit down for an hour or two and just look at the people coming and going. And if you do that, you'll find what the average person looks like. You know, what a 5 in that city would look like. Let's just say. I don't know if it's something in the fucking water here or what, but like... there are so many, like, creatures here in the city I'm in. I don't care how mean it sounds. It's a matter of fact. For real, dude. Dude, I had a disappointing announcement to make about Donkey Kong. We're gonna be taking a break from it this week. Not because I'm getting tired of it, but it's more so just there's some things I have to do this week. and some scheduling conflicts. Meaning I'll be gone after, like, Wednesday for this week in terms of streaming. So we're going to put Donkey Kong on hold. For real, dude. For real. Yeah, no, I think it's called, the many crises that we have with, certain things in, certain substances, I should say. Ah, no! Yes, yes! Get the fuck out of here! Yes! Yes! No, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, everyone's miserable here. In this city. Like, you know, you go outside. And you go to, like, I don't know, a mall or something. And everyone's just fucking miserable. Everyone's on edge. No one's happy. But I go, you know, like an hour or two out of my city. And people are just so happy. And the people look normal, too. It's crazy. You know what? That's a good point, Amador. That's a good point. And, you know, honestly, Amador, in a way, you could say that. You could say that. I mean, for fuck's sake, you're talking to the guy who dresses up like Mario everywhere he goes. So, I mean, it's not that much of a stretch. But yeah, no, it's like, you know, I don't know, it's weird, because I've been going to the mall on the weekend in, like, 2 different cities. And, you know, they're in driving distance out of my, my city limits. But I don't know, the people there, they're happy, they're joyous. They, like, when they see me, it's all smiles and everything. And, you know, you get some of that here. But I don't know, it's a different kind of, it's, how can I put this? It's like an entirely different, like, I don't know, feeling, I should say. Maybe it's just because I'm tired of my city. And I'm just trying to get out of it. But I don't know, maybe it's also just like I have a point, which I often do. It's like so many ghouls and goblins where I'm from. Where'd my fire flower go? Did I use him up? Hell yeah! Run, Mario, run! We'll take third. We'll take third. For real, dude. Yeffy is not in, you know, the new Marvin movie. I'm not watching it. I know, dude. I know. I've been a little bit broke, so I can't really do that, but, But yeah, I mean, what I was saying though, it's just like it's a completely different vibe. Dude, look what I won from the claw machine. I got a star. I got a star! Look at this! Woohoo! But yeah, I don't know. I really do like the cities that I go to you know, go to the mall and stuff, because that's the thing. Let me kind of explain this, and don't misunderstand me as this being like a rant where I'm just being negative, because I'm not trying to be. But I don't know, it's when you live in a city that is dying or dead, like a Rust Belt city. For those of you who don't know what that is, the Rust Belt was this like ultra industrialized part of America during like, you know, the 20th century. But eventually all the businesses that were, you know, thriving there, they moved out. So you go to those cities now, and what you're left with is like remnants of that, to where it's like, you know, it stopped development in like the 70s or the 80s. Like, if you are close to Ohio, I actually recommend you drive up and down the state and just kind of look through, because it kind of proves my point. Ohio's a good example because, you know, there are 2 Rust Belt cities in there. Columbus, if you've ever been to Columbus, it's a little bit dilapidated, and like you can tell that like development on the city really kind of stopped in the 70s. Like anything past that, they kind of just gave up on. And I mean, my city is kind of the same way. Like, you know, it's a little bit newer, but businesses are moving out, and it's kind of like, ah! But no. I'm being serious here. Like, that's the thing. Like, this is where I grew up. But I've been saying it for years. Everyone acts like I'm just fucking crazy, or I'm just being, you know, a Debbie Downer about it. But it's more so just like, oftentimes I'm right. And good God, I feel like Homelander right now, just being like, I'm right. But no, it's true. It's like, I feel like sometimes I don't get my due credit. I did it! I won! That is so cool. But no, it's like, sometimes I feel like I don't get the credit that I deserve whenever I point things out in terms of that kind of stuff. It's a weird gift that I have, that I can, you know, find cracks in the foundation of something. But, you know, whenever you say it, people will look at you like you're fucking crazy. But then, you know, when the cracks become more glaring, people will then come to me and then be like, oh, Mario, you were right. And it's like, yeah, no shit. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just the dumbass who wears a Mario costume. I know a thing or two. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Sometimes places can just be underfunded, and it leads to the same effect. It's not like the exact same thing, but the end, it's the same end, different means. If you know what I mean. If you know what I'm talking about here. Like, if y'all are following, you kind of get what I'm saying. Like, sometimes places, like certain towns and cities and states, they just don't get the proper funding. And then they become, like, dilapidated. And it's like, well, what happened to this place? It was once, like, this thriving place, but now it's not. You know what? You got me there, Almador. You got me there. You see, I love Reddit. Reddit is one of my favorite places. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. I watch Rick and Morty, and you see, it takes a high IQ to understand Rick and Morty, if you know what I mean. But no, I mean, I'm not even joking. It's a weird effect, and honestly, like, you know, if it's some place you grew up that you remember as being this bustling place, and, you know, it, becomes, like, dilapidated and just low-key abandoned, it's kind of a sad thing. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking like this because, I don't know. I miss the city I grew up in. Yeah, get fucked. It's okay, Amador. It's funny. Dude, that's so wholesome and Chungus. But no, I'm not even joking. It's kind of sad to see. Like, you know, I've noticed this. It's not even about, like, the size of the city, either. It's like, you know, a city can be flat out smaller. Or a town can be flat out smaller than, like, a place that you're examining. But, like, even still, it can be 10 times livelier and the people are happier there. Maybe it's a grass is greener situation, but I don't think so. I think it's something else. It's some other thing that, like, I'm not properly describing, I think. Oh, yeah. Trust me. I know you Big Chungus will be so based on the ramen bowl. But yeah, I mean, I can say this, and I don't think it'll step on any toes. Like, that's the thing. The place I grew up has completely changed. And I'm not talking about the city in general. I'm just talking about, like, the, like, the side of town that I grew up in. Like, it used to be this, like, bustling blue-collar community. And now it's just kind of, you know, not. But, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, though, a lot of the people, you know, who were in that part of the city, they were older when I was a kid. But simultaneously, I don't know, it's a weird thing to examine, seeing, you know, the places that you grew up in change so drastically. But I don't know. You fucker! Fuck you! I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say with all this is, I really like, the cities that I get to travel to, because they're so much fun, and they're so full of life. But another part of me wishes that, you know, my city was still full of that life that it once had, but, you know, you can't have it all. So I guess just, you know, appreciate where you're at during the times you are. I guess that's really what it boils down to. Yeah, you know, I mean, that is true. That is very true, Amador. Yeah. That is also a thing, Emerald. Anyone who is in an area that has a tornado watch out tonight, be careful. I mean, luckily for me, right now, there's just kind of a bunch of thunderstorms happening. Man, that brings me to another thing. Does anyone remember cable? Or satellite TV? When, you know, when it would rain, it would fuck up your, TV. God, that makes me feel old that, like, I'm old enough to remember when that was a thing, but... Yeah, no, that was a huge thing when I was a kid. But yeah, no, I get that, Amador. 8th grade algebra. I actually do remember my 8th grade algebra class, and not for the math part of it. I remember I had this friend. His name was Andrew. We would always goof off in the back of class. Oh my god. You know, I was a relatively good kid as a kid, but there is something that I just remembered that makes me laugh to this day. So, when I was a kid, I would do something a little bit horrible. It's part of the reason why, does anyone remember, like the cap erasers? They were the erasers that you would, put on the end of your pencil when, you know, you used up the eraser that was on the pencil itself. I would do something horrible with those. So what I used to do... Now, this was in, like, 2nd grade. Or no, it was 3rd grade. It was 3rd grade, because I remember my 2nd grade teacher was a very sweet lady. I had no problems with her. My 3rd grade teacher was... she was a bitch. To me in particular, for some reason. I don't know why. I guess I just had that effect on people when I was a kid. Like, some teachers... They could see that, you know, I was a little different. And, you know, they would be nice to me. But then there were others who would just take out their anger on me. I don't know why. But, I mean, this one, to be fair, was kind of my fault. So it was like snack time, and I remember I had a thing of those cap erasers and a ruler. So what I would do is during snack time, when, the teacher wasn't paying attention, I would set the ruler just a little bit, like, set it on my desk, but have a little bit of it just peeking off. Like, just off to the side. And what I would do is I would draw little faces on those erasers, and I would just make them little soldiers, and then when no one was looking, I would just catapult those fuckers across the room. Yeah, when it accidentally hit a teacher in the back of the head, that's when those got banned. My God, I remember that like it was yesterday. That was funny as hell. Good God. It doesn't feel like it's been that long ago, but, critically thinking about it, it's like, oh yeah, that's when I was 8. That's been like 15 years ago. 16 years ago. Yeah. Because I remember it's right around the time that the... Yeah, because I had gotten, a Wii right before that. It was the Mario edition. Oh, they are pissed. Dude, I haven't thought about those erasers in years, but if they still exist, then, you know what to do. If you're in like a college class or something, you make a little catapult and you launch those fuckers as hard as you can. Ah!
Oh, it's 12 a.m.
Well, we threw this race. Yep, and it's over. Oh no! Oh my God, I have another story. So, at my high school, if you had enough people, you could form pretty much any kind of club. For about 3 weeks, me and my friends, we just decided to shitpost with that. And what we did the hydration club. And we would just bring these big jugs of water and just fucking drink them. And that's it. That was the club. We would just sit in the classroom and drink the water bottles. They might. Well, you see, you have to hope that they have a high enough IQ to understand how intelligent the wedding club would be. You know what I'm saying. Because you watch Rick and Morty. You have to have a high IQ to watch Rick and Morty. For real. Ow. I'm excited for this week. I gotta be honest. I'm very excited for our Mario 64 marathon this week. Hold on. I'll take a look at that comment in a second. I gotta lock in here. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Stop taking my stuff. You motherfuckers. Dude, that's fucking powerful. We threw that race. Ah. It happens to the best of us, Amador. Ugh, man. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. Man, I got a story. It's such a petty story. But I think about it sometimes, and it just kind of proves to me that, you know, people are just mean sometimes, and it doesn't matter how good you are at something. People will reject it sometimes just because it's you. So I remember when I was in, like, second grade, this is when I, like, first really got into Mario. You know, not to brag or anything, but I always had, I don't know, some artistic ability. I remember some kids at school, they organized some stuff just to be mean to me. They're like, alright, let's see who can draw Mario better, you or this one kid. And you know, I mean, I don't remember the kid at this point. It's been nearly 20 years since this story. Yeah, 18 years. But yeah, no, what I remember about it was, like, the kid just drew a fireman with, like, I don't know, just a little mustache. Meanwhile, I drew, you know, something that resembled Mario. I'm not going to say it was, like, you know, the perfect Mario drawing. But what I will say that, you know, it wasn't terrible. But flat out, they were just like, oh yeah, that the new kid has a better Mario than you, Ben. You suck. I don't know, thinking back to that, it kind of pisses me off. It's just like, bro. I don't even know why that story makes me mad all these years later, but like, it brings back this visceral, like, helpless anger that I had when I was like 6. And I'm just like, you motherfuckers! I had the better Mario drawing. Like, I'm not even mad over it right this second. I'm laughing because of how stupid it is that, like, I was even mad over it. But, like, even still, I think about that story and it's just like, you fuckers. Y'all were just being mean to me. I don't know why people say Wednesday like that. Oh, nice, dude. That's fucking awesome. I remember back when I was in high school, we had a console gaming club, and what it was just a bunch of people in a room playing Smash. Yeah, there were many times where that club was at jeopardy. Not because of me. Well, one of those times it absolutely was because of me. But, I don't know. But let me explain here. So one kid, because it was in like the computer lab, some kid threw a Wii remote so fucking hard at my head because they were mad at me. And I dodged it with like Spider-Man agility. I was like, and it smashed the casing outside of like the PC. Yeah. It's because I can tell you exactly what it was. We were playing Smash, and this one kid, oh my god, he was the fucking worst in that club. Not at Smash, but what he would do is he would do shit just to make the game not fun for anyone. Like, it was 8-player Smash, and he would go into the middle of the arena and just spam. That's what he would do. He would spam the same fucking move over and over again. And, you know, my main was Dr. Mario, so what I ended up doing one day is, I had had enough of it. So I ended up just, you know, doing my Dr. Mario tornado, and then spiking him off the edge with a forward air. And he was so mad over it. He's like, all right, who's player 5? Who's player 5? Meanwhile, me and my friend who were at the club that day, we were snickering in the back of class like fucking Beavis and Butthead, like, and he saw it, and he's like, you're player 5! And he chucked that Wii remote so hard. I am surprised that it didn't smash the Wii remote. But no, the teacher who saw that, he was mad because, like, they were, like, thousands of dollars for the computers at the time. Because they were high-end computers. They were, like, the technology was good. We had good funding when it came to that stuff. But, yeah, what ended up happening is that, that kid got kicked out of the club for a bit because he, like, couldn't control himself not to, like, try and break other people's stuff when he was mad at playing Smash, because he wasn't the best at it. He just, like, incessantly spammed certain moves. And because I remember he was playing as, it was one of the Fire Emblem characters, because it was a reflect move that he was using. Oh, motherfucker. Okay. It was, Smash 4. Because this... I remember this. This was right it was after Ultimate was announced, so this would have been 2018. And I knew the teacher who ran the club. Him and I always got along. My brother had him, and he didn't like him, but, the teacher, he was the computer science guy for the school. So me and him always get along because, I mean, for those of you who don't know, I actually do have certifications in computer science. But good luck finding a job with that now. But no. Like, the kid who did that was, he was kind of a fucking nuisance. But no, he was so mad that he, like, just chucked the Wii remote so hard at me that it broke a computer. And we had another kid. Good God, his name escapes me right now, but to be fair, this it was not on me, but it was on some of the other members of the club. Because I had already tapped out, like, you know, about like fourth or fifth person to go out. I was about halfway when I finally got downed. But I remember this was Smash Ultimate. My buddy Sean, he did something evil because he was there as a guest one day, and someone paid him like $5 to go unplug the HDMI cord from the projector that we were playing on. So he did it, and it was this one kid who was playing as like a Fire Emblem character. Not the same one, but they acted similar. But no, the one I'm talking about, he got so mad that he literally tore his clothes. Like, you ripped his shirt off like he was the fucking Hulk or something. Like, he was doing that, he was like clawing at himself, and finally the teacher's like, alright, that's it. If you all can't fucking behave, we're putting this club on hold. And he, well, okay, I didn't actually finish the story there. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. So what ended up happening is he unplugged it, and someone was like, press pause, press pause. And the kid who was playing is Ganondorf. What he ended up doing was he charged a smash attack. And then as soon as it was plugged back in, it was like, game, Ganondorf wins. But yeah, no, like, that kid, he was so mad over that. And it's like, dude, it's not that deep, it's fucking Smash. But yeah, okay, we'll take it. Yeah, dear God. Yeah, no, he, like, tore his shirt off, and he was, like, screaming and, like, throwing stuff. And the teacher came in, and he's like, alright, that's it! And he yanks the Switch up by its cords, unplugs everything, and he's like, alright, no one's getting this back for a little bit. The kid who brought the Switch is like, hey, man, that's my Switch. And he's like, you can see me after school tomorrow, and you can collect this. We're not doing this anymore. And yeah, the club went on hold for about, like, I want to say 2 months it went on hold because of that incident. But good God. Looking back, that shit was so funny. Here's the moral of the story. The big moral of the story. If you're playing a party game, you know, in a public forum with a bunch of other people, don't be fucking annoying. Don't do shit that's intentionally just being shitty so you can be like, I won. It's like, that's not a real victory. That's just you being a sore loser, and no one's gonna want to play with you. Yeah, bro really thought that he was, Bro really thought he was the dad from Young Sheldon. I wouldn't say that, man. here's my advice to you as an old man. Enjoy that time. You'll look back on it, you know, it'll go by faster than you think. But you know, you'll make some good memories. Good God, I remember my 8th grade year. Like, you know, this was back when... Actually, yeah, I have a story about this. I remember something I loved during my 8th grade year and 7th grade year, respectively. We had some old computers, and I ended up finding an old MP3 player I had. It was a Lego MP3 player that I ended up getting for like $30 from a Toys R Us. And you know, I bought it, used it for a little bit, and then I just didn't think about it again. But yeah, no, I found it when I was in 8th grade, so what I ended up doing is I used the computer lab to load up some songs onto it. And I used that thing a lot. It was such a good little device. Because, you want to know how old I am? I'm old enough that, like, phones did not have unlimited data. We'll take it. It happens sometimes. It happens. I had a friend. We were playing Smash Melee after work because he worked because we were working this job that was graveyard shift. And it was a fun job. But he came over after work one day and he's like, "Dude, you want to load up Melee?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah." And I remember he was playing as Captain Falcon. I was playing as Luigi. And what I ended up doing, I ended up hitting an up taunt on him. And for those of you who don't know, what that means is the taunt where Luigi kicks the ground. From Melee onwards, if it hits at just the right frame, it'll spike. I hit that on him. Without a word, he put down the controller and he just went home. And I didn't hear from him for like 3 days. And I'm like, "Dude, you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, yeah, I'm fine. Just, you know." Yeah. He would, because I love that guy. He is one of my best friends, but good God, sometimes he takes games way too seriously. Yeah, we'll do a few more races of this, and I think that'll be good for the night. Oh, I got to do something interesting last night. I got to, rewrite some unoptimized code and remove some things. So you'll see or not tomorrow, but you'll see on Tuesday what I mean by that. But for the Mario 64 PC port, I'm using some different character packs. Why? Because I don't know. Low-key, I think that the Mario 64 model of Mario is a bit overrated. Like, you know, people revere that game as, like, the best Mario game of all time. I am not one of those. I think that, well, in terms of how it is, like, just as is, the Mario 64 product we got, it is not the best Mario game ever. I love Mario 64. Especially 64 DS. That is my bread and butter. But, 64 vanilla is not my favorite. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make here is, so I downloaded a character pack that will make things a little bit easier on me in terms of, like, actually controlling the game. Because that's the thing. It's like, Mario 64, I think it does have pretty good controls. It's just some of the stuff has not aged the best, like the physics in general. Like, how can I explain this? Mario, when you jump, people will swear by 64 being, you know, it feels so good, it feels so good. It has not aged well. Maybe that's me just being a little baby zoomer, but I don't know. For my money, I don't think it's aged the best, because I think Mario, it's more realistic to how Mario would control in a 3D space. He's, you know, he's a bit of a heavy chud, but, you know, hold on, give me just a second. Alright guys, well, we're going to do this race real quick, and then I'm going to have to cut the stream short. I'm being interrupted, but, you know, it happens, it happens. Let's go! This is so exciting! But yeah, okay. Okay. Well, never mind then. Okay. Fuck! Yeah, my family could not find one of our cats, and they were just, you know, kind of hiding out somewhere. And you know, cats are like that. I love cats. Alright, I think we can salvage this if we can, you know, not get fucked over by the bush. That for some reason has, like, the best collision in the world. Yes! Let's go! Yeah, no. Everything's fine. It's just, My family tends to overreact over stupid shit. So, yeah. Because, I mean, no, the cat was in its normal spot. I don't know why they felt the need to beat down my door and interrupt the stream, but it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, sometimes living with family, you have that, you have moments like those, but yeah. Fuck, what were we talking about? What were we talking about before I got, like, rudely interrupted? Fuck. God damn it, I can't think of it. I'll have to go back and look in just a minute. My Mii, the Mii, it looks like, the Mii that I made when I was, like, 10. I haven't really changed it all that much. But yeah. I do think we will be winding down the stream, though, in, like, either after this race or next race, because, you know, it's getting late. But, yeah, these streams are always meant to be shorter streams. But, yeah, yeah, I'll read it in just a second. Give me just a second. I gotta lock in here. But, fuck. Damn it. That just pisses me off, because I had a good story to tell. I just forgot what it was. You know what? Fine. Give me like 5 seconds and I'll figure out what it was. Mario 64. That's what it was. That's what I was talking about. Thanksgiving story. Let's take a look at that. I mean, it happens. It happens sometimes. Sometimes you have those extended family members that are just kind of assholes about stuff. I had a cousin who was just kind of a shithead about video games to me, but I get it. I mean, that's kind of something that me and my family don't get along about, the whole Mario thing. They don't really like it. But I don't really care. I would rather be honest with myself and dress up like Mario and bring joy to the world than I would be, you know, settling for mediocrity and just becoming another face that will be forgotten. But Mario 64, that's what we were talking about. That is what I was talking about before everyone wanted to beat down my door the second I'm streaming, because I mean that's kind of the thing. Whenever I'm streaming, you know, no one wants to talk to me whenever I'm, you know, free and available. But the second I start streaming, that's when everyone's got to start yelling and screaming, and it's of the utmost importance that I interrupt my live broadcast. But Mario 64. People say that game is the best controlling Mario game ever. From a design standpoint, Mario 64, it's one of my favorites. I'm not going to deny that, but like in terms of like the physics engine of the game and, you know, how it feels to move Mario, it's kind of aged like, you know, milk in the sun. It's not aged well. Like, Mario's way too heavy. I'm not saying make him as, like, floaty as the Galaxy games, because it's a different kind of game. You're not going to design stuff around that necessarily. But, I don't know. I feel like Mario Sunshine and Mario 64 DS had much better ground control for, you know, how Mario felt than 64 did. So, I mean, when we play on... Yes! They don't really know about it. And I don't know. Here's the thing I've realized with my family, and I don't know, I don't talk about my family much. I like my family just fine, I guess, but, that's the thing. It's more so just... It's best to keep business and family separate. And that's the thing. It's like... I don't know. Like, that's the problem. I don't know how to explain it without coming across like an asshole. And I'm not trying to be, but it's more so just like... It's kind of hard to explain. I have a very complex relationship with my family. Like, I love my family, don't get me wrong. But simultaneously, I don't know, I tend to keep my online antics away from my family life. Because, number one, I just don't think that they'd understand. But number two, I don't know. It's more so... I think the easiest way to explain it is they're kind of boomers when it comes to the internet. And that's the best way to explain it. Oh, motherfucker! They're just a little bit too old to understand the internet, my parents. And that's not a cut, it's just, you know, some people are just too old to really comprehend the internet to what it is today. And I mean, I've come up with this kind of logic when it comes to people in that age group. Like, especially after they get married. Like, life kind of stops when they get married. It's like, you know, for people in that generation, it's like, you know, life kind of stopped in 1995. So it's like, you know, if you're talking about the struggles of living in, you know, 2026, they don't get it because, you know, things weren't like that back in 1996, so it's been 30 years removed. We live in an entirely different world than what was there in 2020, or 1996. Like, you know, I mean, it's not like a malice thing. It's a more so like, it's just one of those things. It's like trying to explain to your grandpa that, you know, let's say you're trying to ask a girl out. It's like, you know, the things that grandpa tells you is the way to, you know, woo a girl. If you do that in 2026, you're probably going to be talking to the cops by the end of it. So, yeah. You kind of have to treat it like that. It's like, you know, okay, Grandpa, alright. That's good advice, Grandpa. But you can't really take it at face value like you could one of your peers because, you know, their logic is stuck 30 to 60 years in the past. So they just don't get it. And it's not like... It's like they just can't, like... It doesn't compute how much the world has changed in 30 years. I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, that's the thing. I do voices, but I don't know. My natural voice is a little bit different than, you know, the performance voice that I had put on, but yeah, I mean, that's really the thing about it. It's that's why. Like, I got no problem with my family. I love my family, but yeah. There are certain things that they just wouldn't understand from my end, certain things from their end I don't understand. It's just one of those generational gaps that can't really be bridged. And that's okay sometimes. But I mean, I don't know. It's true. It's like when people get married, the world kind of stops for them. So I mean, to kind of concisely answer the question, they know of me having a YouTube channel, but they don't know the extent. They don't know exactly what I do. They don't really... I don't know. They don't really understand what I do. And, you know, that's okay. They understand that, you know, I want to go into voiceover work, but at the same time, they're kind of pushing hand over fist for me to do the opposite. And to go into, you know, like, computer science, to which that it's kind of a dead field now. But, I don't know. So, I mean, that's the thing. I kind of keep... I love my family, but with some things I gotta keep them at an arm's distance. It's just there are some things we're not gonna agree on. Like, for example, the trajectory that they want my life to go. And that's okay. But it's just one of those things. But anyway, back to Mario 64 to answer your question. We'll be playing as Mario, but I did alter how the physics work a little bit. So, you know, it's still basic Mario 64, but he doesn't sink like a rock if, you know, you jump. Because that's the thing about Mario 64. What I was saying is, like, people praise that game. And say, you know, it's the best, like, game ever. And I love Mario 64, don't get me wrong. Don't take this as a, I hate Mario 64. I'm a stupid Zoomer baby and I don't know how to play games. Like, no, that's not my prerogative here. What my prerogative is, though, is that, like, it's more so that Mario 64, in terms of controls, I love it. It has not aged gracefully. And controls ain't the right word. It's the physics engine. Like, you know, the little program that calculates what math equation to do with gravity when Mario is jumping versus when Mario is falling. His fall speed is like he has fucking cinder blocks on his shoes. But I don't know, the PC port of Mario 64 really is a godsend because it's like, okay, you know, we're gonna take the anvils off Mario's shoes. You can play around a little bit with, you know, the control you have. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing for Mario 64. You'll see what Mario we play as. I'm excited. I had to, because it was a older, it was an older pack that I used to get it working. So I actually had to go into the script, and I had to alter some lines of code and comment stuff out, and I know how to do that. Like, for fuck's sake, I'm a computer scientist, but I don't know. It was interesting. But yeah, no, I'm very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun on Tuesday, so I hope everyone here joins in on Tuesday. And that's the thing. God. No, I kind of feel bad. I feel like an asshole earlier for getting a little bit irritated, but... Oh, you bitch. You fucking bitch. But, I don't know, it's like... I love my family, but sometimes, like... They'll wait until I'm, like, in the middle of something to, like... Be like, we need you right this second. And it's like, dude... I've given you, like... warning after warning, I'm going to be streaming tonight. Like, you had until about 11 o'clock tonight to, like, I don't know, get me to do anything. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I love my family, though. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for Mario 64 this week. We haven't had good old-fashioned Mario 64 in what, like a year? 2 years? It's been... No, 64DS was like 2 years ago, going on 3. And we'll do 64DS at a different point. Because here's the thing about 64DS. I can get it looking as good as it can look. But, unfortunately... I'm going to have to compromise the controls, because the way that they, or the program that I can use to get the controls to, like, go work with full analog, it's not playing nicely with my official Nintendo DS, the one that I upgraded to. It only works on some, like, old arbitrary version of an official Nintendo DS that, like, hasn't been updated since, like, 14. Oh! Well, you've come to the wrong place. Look at me. But I can actually give you some advice on that. Drink water. Water. If you drink a lot of soft drinks, switch over to water. Track what you eat. Like, here's the thing. I have lost a lot of weight before. Like, it's weird. So I'm a big guy. I'm about 6'1", like 290 pounds. But I've had my weight fluctuate in the past, like, 3 years between, 240 and, like, 330. So I've had a I've had a very large range of what I've been at. But, I will say, switching over to only water did help me out. And tracking what I ate. Because here's the thing. You don't think about what you eat in a given day. But it can add up. Snacks here and there. It adds up. And you wouldn't think, it's like, a handful of pretzels isn't that much. Or a bowl of pretzels ain't that much. But, like, you actually look into it and it's like, I just wasted 400 calories. Or saying, I'm going to get a snack. Let me get, like, a cheeseburger from McDonald's. And, that's, like, 400 calories. And it's like, what? So, I can either eat all these pretzels or a little sad burger I can devour in, like, 5 bites. It really is a matter of just kind of watching what you eat and, I guess, you know, just paying attention. That's rich coming from me, but I don't know. Hey, Piranha Plant, where the fuck are you going? Well, that's the thing. I mean, water weight is also a thing. But if you're just trying to, like, burn fat, then, pay attention to what you eat. Sometimes, like, here's the thing. I'm not making excuses, but sometimes your metabolism is just not going to be as fast as other people's. Like, I know that best. Like, I'm a big guy, but, like, you'd be surprised. I don't eat as much as a friend of mine who's, like, you know, 100 pounds dripping wet. Like, I have a friend, and, I mean, he's very tall. He's, like, 6'3", 6'4". Thin as a rail. And me and my other friend, who's a bit bigger built, hold on, sorry, I'm like, ugh. We went to this, like, place with this big, like, meat platter. And, you know, the skinny dude ate half of it. And it was meant for, like, 4 people. Because, you know, the way it is, you know, everyone gets a share and then we split up the leftovers. But no, he ate enough for 2 people. And then he's like, guys, dude, do you want to go get ice cream? It's like, dude, how did you out-eat the 2 biggest guys at the table? I don't know. Some people are blessed with a hypermetabolism. My grandfather was blessed with that. Not the one I was close to, but the other one. Like, he would sit there all day eating like marshmallow and graham cracker sandwiches. He was always as thin as a rail, and he'd just drink beer. I don't get it. I think sometimes, you know, I love God, but I think sometimes God has a sick sense of humor. He's just like me for real. He's like, you know what? You know what would be funny? Let's give him a slow metabolism. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Some people are just blessed with certain genes that, you know, do them well. It very much suits them in life. Other people sometimes are not so blessed. So it's just one of those things you gotta watch out for. Yeah. Hold on. I did see your comment on that video, Amador. Yes! Yeah, no, I mean, some people, God just blesses some people with a very fast metabolism. Other times he does not. And you know, it's just, sometimes it just comes down to luck of the draw with genes. Some people get the genes to, you know, stay very slender. Other people, if you want to keep that figure, you have to work for it, like really hard. And that's just the thing sometimes. It's life is not always fair. But, you know, sometimes there are just things that you have to, you know, work for and struggle for and fight for. The other people, they don't really have to. They can just kind of get it pretty easily. And I mean, that just goes for life in general, you know? Like, for me, for example, I've noticed that for me, getting a job, especially in my field, is like a Herculean task, and like I can only get contract jobs whenever I end up in my field. But I have a friend who doesn't even have a degree in that you know, he just gets them offhand because his dad like wrote some programs for some like gift cards back in the 90s. And you know, I'm happy for him. But I don't know, sometimes he rubs it in a little bit too much. He's like, Mario, why don't you just get a job? And it's like, dude, fuck you, I'm trying. Hold on, how much did we lose? Oh, that's just fucking awesome. I love when my Wi-Fi just throttles and then I just, you know... No, it did crash for a second. Like, my Wi-Fi just crashed, but not for long. It was like just a millisecond, but it fucked everything up. So, that's okay, that's okay. That is a wonderful question. What was I saying? I have a friend, and, you know, he can get computer science jobs very easily just because of who he knows. Not based off of, like, talent or certification, but rather just because, oh yeah, you know, my dad wrote this, and they're like, yeah, you're hired on. And then he'll come to me and he'll be like, why don't you just get a job like that? And it's like, okay, buddy, fuck you. But yeah, no, I mean, I love my friend, but, you know, sometimes empathy is not really, not really a strong suit, I'm afraid. But, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's just like that in life, you know, it's not fair. But sometimes people legitimately do have some things easier. Whether it be down to, you know, just blessings on the genetic end of things, blessings on the networking end of things. I mean, there's a lot that people can be blessed with that, you know, it doesn't exactly translate to real world experience. But it's just one of those things. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. You can hate the player, but you can't hate the game. That kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm happy for my friends, but I don't know. Sometimes... Actually, I wouldn't even say that. I'd say a good lesson to learn out of some things is don't compare yourself to others and where they were at. Because, you know, sometimes you can get big breaks, but It's not going to be when you want. It's not on your time. It's on, just whenever it happens. The Switch 2 price hike. I gotta give Nintendo some credit here. They gave everyone, like, a solid warning about that. And they're like, look. And they gave proper reasoning, too. There are some people who shit on Nintendo over that. And they're just like, well, they're just being greedy. And it's like, well, not necessarily. I mean, if they're having to raise prices just to break even or make a little bit of profit, you know what? I understand. I will say, though, it kind of sets a weird precedent that the early adopters of new technology are actually paying less. It's kind of a weird... I mean, honestly, when you think about it, this whole generation so far has been a weird 3DS repeat era. Because think about it. We have Star Fox, or a Star Fox 64 remake, an Ocarina of Time remake. There's not a whole lot on the Switch 2. So a big console drought at the beginning. Welcome back, 2011. Welcome back, 3DS. I've missed you so much. I mean, fair enough, man. That's the thing, too. I mean, honestly, I didn't even get it any cheaper than what everyone else is going to be paying. I low-key overpaid for it, because all they had was the Mario Kart bundle.
Oh, hey, it's 1 a.m.
And it was the only Switch that was in stock, like, within, like, hundreds of miles of me. So I'm like, okay. So I bought it. But yeah. I mean, I gotta give Nintendo credit here. They gave proper warning. And they're like, okay. Look, we're gonna have to raise the price on this. So, I mean, I don't mind it as much. And as for the key cards, you know what? If we get Shroom Ridge, we'll play that track. But, no, I mean, the thing about it is, people want to, be the first to shit on Nintendo for some moves that they make. The key cards aren't even that bad of a thing, to be honest. Everyone complaining about it is like... They just have a central misunderstanding of what it is. They're like, oh, you have to download the game on your console. And it's like, dude, have you owned an Xbox or a PlayStation in the past 10 years? In the past 20 years, almost? I know anything I buy on the Xbox One, I have to download. Any 360 games, any, Honestly, that would be awesome. New Super Mario Bros. DS is underrated. But no, I mean, the thing about it is, like... everyone complains about, I don't know, the key cards. But they don't actually think into it for 5 seconds. It's like, oh, well, you don't own the game. And it's like, well, would you rather have the... Would you rather it just be a download code in the box that you can't sell? Oh no, you have to download a game onto your console. Have you owned a console in the past 20 years? But you have to download it. Yeah, and you have to download it on the fucking Xbox. You have to download it on PlayStation. I know Nintendo is a little different because their games are smaller, but even still. It's like, the fact that Nintendo has given us a grace period to where we don't have to, do whatever Xbox and Sony's doing. It's nice, I appreciate it, but it's exactly what I said. It's a grace period. Because eventually, everywhere is going to be like that, just because games are getting bigger and storage capacities for Like, chips are not, you know, it's not going to be feasible to ship a game with a terabyte cartridge. And maybe that's the argument that, you know, all digital people are saying, but storage capacities are more, or storage devices are more expensive. I'm actually having to look into expanding my laptop storage. Because, I mean, I'm always, you know, 50 gigs short of, like, being out of storage. Oh yeah, no, it's awesome. It's an awesome game. Yeah, no, the DS had a lot of gems. But yeah, hello Michi, how's it going? But I don't know. I mean, what I was saying though is that, like, with the key cards, people are quick to point the finger, but they don't think about it logically for 5 seconds, and then it just makes them look stupid. Like, I understand the key card sometimes, especially, you know, when Nintendo's only storage capacity for Switch 2 games was 64 gigs. It's like, why would I buy a 64 gig cartridge if my game is only 2 gigabytes? You know, it would make much more sense just to put it on the key card. But I don't know. Like, I understand it. I've actually talked to a Nintendo employee about it. Because I just ran into one by happenstance one day, and we were talking about it. But, yeah, I mean, it's just... It's one of those things, and unfortunately people are too stupid to do their own research. They just find the first clickbait article that IGN puts out, and then they're just like, oh, look at that! It's like, that's not the way it is. But IGN said it! And it's like, IGN is not known for being the most accurate source, but, I mean, okay, I guess, if that's your prerogative, then by all means. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, my take on keycards is they're not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I prefer to have all my games on, you know, a physical cartridge. But it's nice to have the option. Because, like, keep in mind, there are games that I would buy on keycards. Like, the Mario plus Rabbids 2-pack that I bought. I got it at a really good deal. But the fact of the matter is, if I ever want to, you know, get rid of it, I can't. It was a case with download codes inside. You're not getting rid of that. Like, I wouldn't have minded having an actual cartridge with that on it, but I don't know. It was far more expensive to do it that way. I could have gotten the cartridges for, you know, like $30 a pop. Or, you know, could have did it the way that I did, where it's like, oh yeah, by the way, $20 and, you know, we'll give you download codes for both the games. And that wasn't a bad deal. I mean, it ended up working out pretty well in my favor. Speaking of, it does give us another Mario game to play sometime in the future. I wouldn't mind playing Mario and Rabbids again at some point. It's been too soon to play it right this second, but I would be more than down to go back and play the sequel at some point in the relatively near future. I mean, for the time being, I got 2 Mario games that I can think of offhand that we're going to be playing. Oh no! Alright, we'll do one more race. One more. And then that will be it for tonight. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't gotten the Rayman DLC yet. I wouldn't mind picking that up, but I don't know. Right now, I'm a bit strapped for cash right now, so I gotta kind of figure that whole situation out. But I don't know. I mean, I think those games are actually pretty good. I'm still shocked that they got Grant Kirkhope to do the soundtrack. Yes! But yeah, this will be our last race for tonight. But yeah, oh, did anyone see what Jax announced? They're actually doing a Funky Kong figure. That's gonna be exciting. Yes! Let's go! But yeah, we're gonna end on a win here. But yeah, no, this has been fun. Had a good time tonight. But yeah, the game plan for this week. So tomorrow we'll be doing a little Mario 64 speedrun. I'm looking forward to that. Then Tuesday and Wednesday we'll do B3313. If I do stream Thursday, then we'll do Donkey Kong. But if not, Donkey Kong will come back on Monday. Monday. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me today. No, it's been a lot of fun tonight. Glad I got to, have some fun talking to everyone. But I think, with all that said, it's time for me to go. So, with all that said, it's been fun. It's been real. I'm even thinking it's been real fun. But it's a time for Mario to go. So I want to thank you all for watching. This has been Kentucky Mario. And I will see you all next time. Okie dokie. Mario, see you next time. Ho ho! See you later. Mario, thank all of you all are fantastic. Okay. Bye bye.